Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, here we are. Do you know what day it is? Today is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Yep, TGIF. And here we are, another Friday here. And we're coming to you live from New York City. And of course, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. My name is Frank Allan, and I'm going to be with you for a whole full hour. And for this whole full hour, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to be doing a lot of things. We thank you so much for being along with us, TGIF, and all of you who have been around with us for a long time. You already know what the show is all about. Some of you may be new to the program. You're just tuning in for the very first time. Well, I start the show as the host by, getting things started as I'm doing right now. But while I'm doing all of that, getting set up, doing the preliminaries and all of the other fine things that we do to get things started, you can get started right now at any time you want. Like even right now, if you want to say something, all you have to do is let your fingers do the walking on the keyboard of your computer, your telephone, and of course your iPad and your tablets, all of those wonderful devices that you use with keyboards, right? Type in anything you want to talk about and we'll talk about it. I'll see you right there on the big screen. And of course, I will entertain all of your thoughts and ideas. Why? Because we like you? Yes, that's part of it too. But also, it's because we want to make sure that we get all of your information in and talk to you one by one and just have a lot of fun, right? Because that's what it's all about, getting together. It's a family show, and your family can join my family, and we could all become one big happy family right here on the Coffee Hour. Yeah, so many things to talk about. Now, for those of you who are watching us for the first time, if you're watching us on Facebook, take the time right now to, do something to help out, right? And what you can do is tag this very show to your friends, right? You can do that right now as we speak. Right? And when they see that tag coming from you, they'll know it's from you. They'll look forward to seeing you. When they click onto that tag and it brings them right here, they'll find you, they'll find me, and everyone else here. You could also talk to other people who come in, right? No matter what platform you're on, because we're on 3 different platforms. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And you can connect that way as well. So now that you know all of that, get ready. And as I said, tag your friends, tag all of your friends, as many as you can, as many as you want. And because the more the merrier. If they like what they see, they like what they hear, they'll come back again and again, just like you. More the merrier. And all of you guys who are watching us on YouTube, I always encourage you to go onto our YouTube channel. You're right there right now. Click on to subscribe, right? All you have to do is just drag your mouse over, move the arrow over where it says subscribe down there and click onto it. And that's all it takes. There's no money involved. It's free, absolutely free. And the reason why we want you to be part of that action too is to click on is because we want to see how many people who are actually following us, right? We want to see about that. And all of you who are following us, that's great. And the other reason is that it'll give you an opportunity to know whenever you see a pop-up, whenever you go online, or whenever there's some kind of activity, or when we come on live, there's an instant notification that will come your way to remind you that we're there, and all you have to do is just click onto it, and that's all it takes. All right? So please tell your family and friends, get them all together, let them know what's happening, and let's have a good time together. All right? Now, you guys who are watching us on Instagram, we want to say hello to all of you out there. Thank you so much for joining us. And we've got a lot to talk about today. And also, you can be part of the action by telling your friends about it. You don't have to do anything in particular that's special. Just let your family and friends know that we're here and bring them out here with us. And, you know what else you can do too? You can do the same thing that the people on Facebook are doing. They tag their friends. Now, you could do something similar. And I like to call it tagging because it's about the same thing. Whatever platform you're watching us on, cut and paste the platform that you're on, all right? And cut and paste that, right? And that will highlight that and you send it to them. Send it to your friends. That's all it takes. Just cut and paste the link and send it to them. And they'll see us coming from you, and they'll recognize that. And when they click onto that, it brings them right to the platform where you are, and they can see all of us together. And you can chat with everybody else who's here with us and have a good time. So that's what it's all about. So thank you so much for being along with us. We're going to be here, as I said, for a whole full hour, and we have our little thing that we do too as well in the show. For instance, later on in the program, we're going to have the presence of Brian Camp. Brian Camp is going to be here. He's our sports guy, and he's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. That's going to be happening this very hour. As a matter of fact, it's going to be happening in the first half hour of the program, just a few minutes from now. He'll come out of Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where he's from. You'll see him. We'll put him right there. You'll see him right there on the screen. And of course, you'll get a chance to talk to him as well if you like. If you have any particular questions that's sports related, you can do it while he's on the air live, and he'll answer all the questions. But in the meantime, he's going to be giving all of the highlights of what happened in sports all the way. And that's coming up not too far away in the program. So get your questions together if you have any. We'll be looking forward to it. I'm pretty sure he'll be looking forward to it as well. And so there you have all of that. Also, later on in the program, we have, this is far away in the program, since the weekend is coming up. And of course, a lot of us are looking forward to that. After your work day is done, you get a chance to spend the time with loved ones or whatever. That's coming up. But part of the weekend, whatever you do, you want to maybe you might want to catch up on some old movies that you haven't seen in a while, movies that may jog your memory. Those are the kind of things that you can do, catch up on some old movies. Now, that's when I come out to help, all right? Because I have some movies that I'm going to relay to you later on in the program on what to watch, to put on your list on what to watch, or add on to your bucket list of what to watch. So that's all coming up too. And so we thank you for being along with us. And we want to remind you that all of the views and the opinions on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Zoom, or any other social media outlet or broadcast publication. So that being said, let's get started right away. Lift our cups as we always do, because ladies and gentlemen, really, think about it. What would the Coffee Hour be without a little coffee? So give me a moment, excuse me, while I shoot up. That's marvelous. That's wonderful. That is great. I have a little more of that a little later. Yours doesn't have to necessarily be coffee. It could be tea. It could be milk. It could be orange juice. Whatever your beverage is, whatever you like, just enjoy it with us. Hey, it is October, and of course, we're in the middle of it right now. It's safe to say we're in the middle of October. Before you know it, it's going to be over, and Election Day will be here and all of that, but we'll talk about that in just a few seconds. But October is a day that we acknowledge and celebrate a lot of things. For instance, all of this month of October, we're celebrating Filipino American History Month, all of October. So what we want to do is say and pay homage to all of our friends from the Philippines, whether you're in the Philippines, we're out there, we're broadcasting there, we're all over the world, we're global, even though we're in New York here, we're based in New York, but we're global, we're all over the world, and that includes the Philippines. And all of you guys who live in the Philippines, or a lot of you guys who come from the Philippines living in the United States, we still want to celebrate the fantastic holiday, the month of people from Philippines, okay? And Maybe you have some, I don't know, things to talk about the Philippines, or maybe history, or maybe your experience, or maybe there's some great activities you like to engage everyone in. Of course, we'll be looking forward to that. Just let us know. All you have to do is, as I said, type it in. We look forward to it. So let's celebrate. Let's pay homage to everybody. Everyone in the Philippines, hello. Also, all of my friends in Poland, we want to say hello to you because it's a Poland American Heritage Month as well. So we celebrate all of these things. We give everybody equal time. Whatever, we celebrate everything around here. We celebrate just about everything. So we want to say hi to you guys and happy Polish American Heritage Month to you. Again, just like I said, you could also give us some kind of idea of what's going on in the Polish community. Maybe there are activities involved all month long you want to hip us to. And of course, we would love to celebrate with you. So that's what we're celebrating right there. Okay. So all of my friends from Poland and even the people from Poland who merged into the United States, who are citizens here now, it's your day and it's your month. We put it that way. It's your month. So there we go. We have all of that going on. All right. There's one little thing that I want to recognize too this month, all month long, and I think it's very important, and that's paying attention to what's happening, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's what we want to pay attention to. Now, you know, you don't have to have a particular month to even acknowledge that, but this is a month that's set aside for that, and we just want to bring it out there for all of you people. It's something that not only women can acknowledge, but also men. You know why? Because men have women in their lives. We have our wives, we have our daughters, we have our nieces, we have our female cousins, and anyone like that. And we want to just acknowledge that. I don't have my pen. It's hard to find one these days. I don't know why. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but I'm there in spirit. I am there in spirit, and I'm just letting you know about it. It's very important that you guys know about it too. And you women, of course, are being proactive about your health. Make sure that you see your doctor at all times. And speaking of which, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, speaking of which, it's National Mammography Day. All right. This is the day, and that it just so happens that we're talking about Breast Cancer Month, and it's National Mammography Day. You can't, you know, I can't tell you more than that. We're paying a lot of attention to that. So what that means, ladies and gentlemen, not just this day, but any day that you are supposed to go see your doctor for a mammography, go do it. It's very important. That's ironic. We got Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and today is National Mammography Day. Okay? And that should tell you a lot. And men, pay attention to that. You guys got wives, you got daughters, and you got all kinds of female people in your life. You know, we have to stick together, stick by them. And so that's what we have right now. Also, it's National RSV Awareness Month. That stands for Respiratory Syncytial Disease. And that disease is, they always say it's a very common disease virus, and it's a very common virus that affects the respiratory tract in most children before the age of 2 years old. I don't know why it's most children, you know, but I do know that it also affects adults, you know. So that's why we see our doctors. That's why we are proactive. You take your kids to a pediatrician, and for senior citizens, there's geriatric care. You go see a doctor. We want to stay healthy. So we have all of these things that we want to acknowledge to make sure that you know all about them. All right. So there you go. That's National RSV Day. And that's RSV month. All right. So all month for the rest of the month, we're going to be talking about that. There's something else that we're going to be talking about for the rest of the month. It's Oktoberfest. Ah, yes, indeed. You know, Oktoberfest, that comes from Germany. That comes straight out of Germany. And my friends in Germany, I know you're out there. So we want to say hello to you guys out there. I know you're celebrating Oktoberfest in Germany. and we can celebrate it here. People do it here. It drifts over to all around the world. So, people like to celebrate and like to drink the finest beers. Whatever your finest beer that you think is, celebrate it on Oktoberfest. I know a lot of people are getting off work later on today, and they're going to hit their favorite watering hole, and they're going to down as many beers as they can. Don't down too many. Don't down too many, Save some for the weekend, Do it in a moderation, everything in moderation. But it's a great thing to celebrate Oktoberfest. And you have so many great premium beers that people like. I can name them all, but you know what you like. But whatever it is, it's all acquainted with Oktoberfest. So thank you guys, and let's celebrate that. Hey, it's National Chocolate Cupcake Day. I don't have a chocolate cupcake on hand to enjoy with you guys, but it is. You can't make this up. It's National Chocolate Cupcake Day. So if you like chocolate cupcakes, and I do, I love anything that's chocolate cupcakes, chocolate brownies, chocolate candy bars, chocolate cake. Oh boy, I love it, but it is just National Chocolate Cupcake Day. So if you haven't had yours, you got plenty of time to get it. Go to your favorite supermarket and get them there. I'm pretty sure you can find them a lot. They don't sell out that very easily. They continue to make chocolate cupcakes. I know there are some places where you have vendors where they just keep bringing the chocolate cupcakes in. People just go in and get the chocolate cupcakes, and they make them right there on the premises. So you're never out of them. National Chocolate Cupcake Day. You can't make this stuff up. Those of you who haven't done thus far, you can do it right now at any time, but do it. Don't wait too long because the weather is getting cold. I know here in New York, the weather is getting cold. So it's time, and it's available to you. The flu and COVID vaccinations are all available to you right now. And all you have to do is go out, be proactive, and request it. Go to your pharmacist and let them know that you are one of the ones that want to go out and get your shots, right? Now, you can do it at the same day, the same time. Did you know that? You can take both shots the same day, all right? You have to make an appointment in a lot of cases. I think it makes more sense to make an appointment because everybody's after it. So you just don't want to walk into your pharmacist and let them know. But then there may be places where you're allowed to do that. But whatever it is, if you have to make the appointment, do it and keep the appointment, right? And if you don't want to take both shots at one time, you can take one at one time and one at another time. But do it now. Do it now while the weather is in effect. We are set for that. I'm set for it because I took mine already, but we want you to take yours. Get set for it. When it gets colder, especially with the COVID thing going on, the spikes raise, we have the pandemic that's over, but we still have COVID and it's going to be here. It's here. When I talked to my pharmacist to get my shot, she told me, the COVID thing is forever. COVID vaccination is forever. They update them each year, each COVID season. They update them each year. So you have the updated version that's out right now. You can do that at any time, but do it as quickly as possible. And that's the flu and COVID-19. All right. So we've got all of that going. We're looking forward to a lot of things. Well, we have 18 days left. 18 days left before that glorious day, that marvelous day, that election day. And election day is November 5th, Tuesday, November 5th. And that's right around the corner. That's 18 days, 3 weeks, something, if you want to add it up like that, that's coming along. And you should go out there and exercise your right to vote. It's very important for us. It's something that we all should do, all Americans should do. Exercise your rights. It's the freedom that you have to do that. And let's make sure that we maintain that freedom and go out there and do it. Now, election day, as I said, is on the 5th. You could do early voting, and there's early voting happening right now as we speak in 39 states at this particular time. Early voting starts for us here in New York on the 26th, which is next Saturday, a week from tomorrow. So people are going to go out and do that. You can either do early voting or you can vote on November 5th. You could also vote by mail. All right. Now you don't have a lot of time left. So what I want you to do is get in touch with your local Board of Elections and have them send you one in the mail as quickly as possible. But when you get it, please look it over very carefully, double check it, triple check it, and make sure that you vote for the right person. You don't want to vote for the wrong person. All right. Vote for whoever you want to vote for, but make sure it's the right person. Okay. And so got all of that going along. So we're going to tell you more. We're going to repeat this because later on in the program, as I already told you, you can go to your Board of Elections. I don't have the addresses of where you guys are in the area of voting. In your area, you can contact your Board of Election. All you have to do is get on a computer and Google it and find out where it is. They can give you all the information you need about voting. And I have for people of New York, the office and the address and the telephone number of the Board of Elections, and we'll give all of that to you a little later in the program. I usually do weather at this particular time. I'm going to hold off on that. But those of you who are watching us right now, if you desire to indulge in conversation, we would love you to do that. And but while you're doing that, give us your weather forecast as well. We would love to hear what's happening as far as your weather is concerned. Because we want to compare notes and find out what it's like out there. But in the meantime, we'll come back with all of that. But right now, I want to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina, because Brian Camp is in the house right now. And he has for us, whether it's good news, bad news, or otherwise, it's news and it's sports news. So give us the good news, give us the bad news, Brian. I already know about it, but you take it over from here. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Good morning. Hope all is well. Yeah, everybody knows what happened by now around the world and around nationally and locally that we have baseball at the Fall Classic. Yankees were just about to go up 3 games to none, but then they some late heroics by the Cleveland Guardians prevented that. Let me walk you through it. Yankees were down 3-0, going in the top of the eighth, 1 out. Then they had a walk, and then after that, they brought in their reliever, their closer. Now he was supposed to pitch the ninth inning, but when you down 2-0 in the series, then you want to bring in your closers because there's no guarantees. So what they did, they brought in their closer. He throws hard. He's a flamer baller. And Aaron Judge was up. Aaron Judge has been struggling through the postseason without hitting home runs, and boom, he hit 1 out on 2 strikes. And the ball jumps out. The harder you throw the ball, the harder you hit it, it's going to go out. It's going to go further out. So that's what happened. Hit it the right field, home run. Stunned the crowd. The people in Cleveland were stunned. Next batter, Stanton came up. 2 strikes again. He hit a ball. You can't pull him because when you have a hard thrower pitcher who throws 98 to 100 miles per hour, you got to just go with the pitch, and he hit it the right center field, just clear the wall, and the whole stadium was hush. Yankees were up 4-3. Then they went up 5-3. Then it happened in the bottom of the ninth. It was 2 outs, a 1-0 pitch. Cleveland got up with a pinch hitter. Boom, home run. Tie game, 5-5. Then going into the bottom of the 10th, they go to extra innings. Man on base, boom, home run. Just like that. Just like that, Cleveland is back in the series. Instead of being down 3-0, it's 2-1. They will resume game 4, I believe, is tonight. Now, on the other side, on the National League, the Mets, I don't know. The Dodgers are just too much. And the Dodgers, for the second straight game, has blown out the New York Mets. So now it's now a 3-1 series lead for the Dodgers. They came into New York. You see Magic Johnson there in the stand. Magic Johnson is part owner of the LA Dodgers. Hit a home run. Home runs after home runs. Um, Mookie Betts hit one. Seiho Otani hit one. So it's just about over. I don't want to say it's over. It's never over until the fat lady sings. But in this case, with the LA Dodgers, with their firepower, with their offense, they is going to be hard for them to lose this series now with their good hitting and great pitching. The Mets eventually is going to just lose the series. They're going back to LA now, so or maybe they might have another game in New York. I think they might use in the 2-3-2 format instead of the 2-2-1-1-1 format. What I think is the 2-3-2. I'm not quite sure, but in any event, is that series is just about over 3-1, and it looked like it's going to be the Dodgers in the World Series waiting for the Yankees or the Guardians. I think what America wants in Major League Baseball. They want to see Yankee and Dodgers. This is an old rivalry in the World Series. I prefer the Yankees to beat the Dodgers. I'm going to be very blunt about this. I don't like the Dodgers. I'm a San Francisco Giants fan, so I will be rooting for the Yankees to win, but it's going to be an uphill battle. So that's where we are with the baseball. I hope everybody enjoyed the games. And there was a football game. All of that, there was a football game is the Denver Broncos defeated the New Orleans Saints 33-10 as Sean Payton came back home to New Orleans where he coached for all these years and won a Super Bowl there. So they had football last night on Prime Video. So that's what we saw with sports. Not bad for a sporting night. Basketball, the NBA is about to start their season soon. We're in the middle of the NFL season. Great. It's great to have the NFL here because the NFL is a sport where every game is important. We had the WNBA is going to resume tonight, where the New York Liberty have a chance to close out and win their first championship. So the Liberty will be home, and hockey is in effect, and it doesn't get any better than this. And talk about this weekend with college football, Texas versus Georgia. That's going to be a primetime game. And Tennessee versus Alabama. That's going to be another primetime game. So we got a lot of sports that's on here now. The weekend is coming up. Saturday, we're full of college basketball, college football games, and Sunday is the NFL day. So make sure you clear whatever schedule that you have. Get in, just run your errands early. Be home to relax. We got some boxing news. Mike Tyson is returning to the ring November 15th. If he's finally going to meet against Jake Paul. Now, this here fight was supposed to happen months ago, but Mike Tyson had an injury. Now, Mike Tyson's 58 years old. Getting ready for his November 15th with Jake Paul. Tyson has a record of 50 wins and 6 defeats with 44 knockouts. Jake Paul has a record of 10-1 with 7 knockouts. Mike Tyson have not fought in couple decades, so he might be a little rusty, but I still think that he's good enough to be a person who I don't know if he's a professional boxer or if he is semi-pro, but Mike Tyson is a former heavyweight champion, 58 years old. He's got some years on Jake Paul, got over maybe 20 years on him. So should be interesting. The fight will be on Netflix live and live stream. So you catch that fight. It'll take place at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. So we'll talk more about that as the time comes. This day in sports, October 18th, Jack Johnson, former boxer, arrested for violating the Mann Act for transporting women across state lines. Back in those days, 1912, it was segregated. You could not be caught for a black man, whether it was a boxer or whatever, to be caught with a white woman. and he tried to bring her across lines, state lines, and was arrested. 1953, Willie Thrower becomes the first Black NFL quarterback in modern times. 1955, Track and Field magazine names Jackie Owens as an all-time track athlete. Yeah, Jackie Owens. So he was one of the best. Shook the hands of Adolf Hitler back in 1936 in the Olympics in Berlin. 1967, Major League Baseball, American League votes to allow the Kansas City A's to move to Oakland and expand the league to 12 teams. Since then, this year, the Oakland A's now will move to Las Vegas, so there will be no more Oakland A's. 1968, United States Olympic Committee, we've probably seen this here picture over the years of Tommy Smith and John Carlos in the Olympics as they raised their hand with the Black Power fists on the podium. They were given the Black Power salute to protest racism, injustice against African Americans during the medal ceremony. I have a picture of that in my man cave. 1974, Chicago Bulls' Nate Thurman becomes the first player to get a quadruple double that was actually seen. Now, they say Wilt Chamberlain done it many years ago, but nobody actually saw the game. They said what happened was there were media writers, but there's no really proof that he did it. But in 1974, Nate Thurman actually did that. That's a very difficult feat to do, to get a quadruple. Quadruple is to get double figures in rebounds, blocks, assists, and scoring. 1977, Reggie Jackson hits 3 consecutive home runs and wins World Series MVP against the Dodgers. Reggie Jackson did that on 3 consecutive swings. I saw that game. It was a cold night at Yankee Stadium. Howard Cosell did the game along with, I believe it was Keith Jackson as well too. And that was a historical moment for Reggie Jackson, who early in the year had issues with Billy Martin and became he came to redeem himself. Redemption came his way. 1992, the Toronto Blue Jays, it becomes the first non-American teams to win the World Series game and went on to win the World Series. As you know, the Toronto Blue Jays play in Canada, not in the United States. And in 2009, Tom Brady throws 5 touchdown passes in 1 quarter versus the Tennessee Titans. That's an NFL record for somebody to throw 5 touchdowns in 1 quarter. Birthdays on this date, 1928. Speaking of which, Keith Jackson, sportcaster for Monday Night Football and college football, was born in Ropeville, Georgia. If you remember, Keith Jackson he would say his favorite words, "Oh, Nelly," or "This is a barn burner here." One of the greatest sportscasters you could ever meet. Keith Jackson had a tremendous voice, used to have this very thick Southern accent, and he used to do the games with dignity. 1933, happy birthday to Forrest Gregg, NFL defensive coach, Hall of Famer, born in Birthright, Texas. 1939, Mike Ditka, NFL tight end and coach for the Dallas Cowboys and Chicago Bears, was born in Carnegie, Pennsylvania. Happy birthday, 1949, to George Hendrick, Major League Baseball outfielder, was born in Los Angeles, California. And happy birthday to Thomas the Hitman Hearns, the first boxer to ever win 5 different titles in 5 different weight classes, was born in Memphis, Tennessee. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports on a very chilly day here in the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. You see, I got my hoodie on. It is presently 53 degrees, but it's going to go up to 69. Still, it's not going to crack 70, but it's going to be a very chilly day.
Am I seeing what does my eyes deceive me in your background? You have rain going down there? Is that
No,
right?
that's just the glare. The trees is behind me.
Oh, okay.
That's just the glare. It's no rain. No, it's actually sunny outside.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I don't have to tell you how disappointed I was last night. I just don't have to, I mean, I could see, okay, so Cleveland, the Guardians, they won the game. They came back and they did what they were supposed to do. I'm not angry at them because, that's the nature of the game. But all the Yankees had to do is get one out. They had a man on first and a man on second with two outs. And all they had to do is get that one out. But what is
But
he?
let me tell you, look at it on both sides now.
Yeah,
You see how quickly sports can be, baseball.
yeah.
Yankees were down 3-0.
Mhm.
And within less than 5 minutes, they're up 4-3.
Yeah,
So excuse me, 3-1. I think it was 3-1.
yeah.
And within a blink of eye, they were up 4-3. Just happened so fast. And we was on the air last night. We was just talking about it and say, wow, the Yankees are up.
Yeah.
And then within a blink of an eye, 2 innings later, the game is tied. And the next inning, they lost the game.
Yep. And you know something, that was the most exciting part of the game at the tail end. That's
Yes.
my opinion. That was the most exciting part of the game because they were playing baseball now. I mean, my team lost, but they played the game. And listen, I was just disappointed. But then again, something, the Yankees not do. They're still a game up. They're still a game over Cleveland.
Two games to one.
Yeah. So listen, and then the Mets. I'm still pulling for the Mets. I had a chance to see the rest of the Mets, but they're not playing. They're not hitting very well. As a matter of fact, they're not on the scoreboard as much as they should be. I remember the night before last, they were shut out 8-0. And last night, what was the final score last night? I kind of fell asleep on it.
10-2. The Mets lost 10-2.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's I was expecting a little more out of the Mets. Hey, who knows? Who knows what will happen? It's not over. Yogi Berra, you say it's not over till the fat lady sings. Yogi Berra used to say it's not over till it's over. And so we're gonna have to see what happens. You don't get your hopes up too high, but I still pray.
That shows you how sports could change within a blink of an eye.
That's right.
You just never know. Yep.
Right. But I'll just be glad when it's all over, and I'm pretty sure they'll be glad when it's over. I mean, they come to New York, they're freezing, they're freezing. I know the Mets were freezing last night, cold. But I keep my fingers crossed on all of this. I just keep my fingers crossed to see what happens. I'm a Yankee, and you hate the Dodgers. But
BLA, 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 yes.
We have to see what happens. The Yankees will play tonight. They're going to play at 8 o'clock tonight. The Mets is going to play at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So a lot of baseball to be played, and we'll see what goes on. All right. Well, it's a sad, somber moment in some parts of sports, and then good news in some parts of sports. What the heck? So I guess we'll catch you back here next week, though. Maybe you'll have
next
better
week.
news.
I'll be on the road. I'll be in Mount Vernon next week. You'll catch me. No, I'm sorry. For Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. One day in, one day out. I got a wedding that I have to perform. That I have to do. So let me see. You might catch me. Yeah, you'll probably catch me on both days, because the event doesn't start at a time that we come on. So we'll take it from there.
Okay. That sounds good. In the meantime, you have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.
Everybody enjoy. Take care. Stay safe.
Okay, take care, Brian. That's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He's here each week at this time because he's our sports guy. He brings a little sad news. I was disappointed in that game last night. Were you, George? I don't know if George. I don't know if you're a sports guy. George Joseph, who's in the room right now, and hello, Lisa. I don't know, Lisa, you like baseball? And what about you, George? I don't know. I was disappointed last night. Anyway, listen, there's no point of crying over spilled milk. We got to stay focused here. Want to say hello to Lisa coming out of Ohio, George out of North Carolina. And listen, what's the weather out there like if you guys are still watching? What's the weather out there like in your areas out in Ohio and North Carolina? Let's see what you got out there. For the rest of you who are going to join us in conversation, do the same thing. Give us, because I want to compare notes of what the weather is in your area compared to what the weather is in my area and other places around the country. I usually do that. It's not anything that you have to do. It's not mandatory, but it's something that I just like to ask you to do. So if you're going to join in conversation, let us know, and I'd love to hear about it. And I'm going to give you my weather forecast right now. We've got 59 degrees right now. Now, it's been chilly for the past couple of days, but we're going to see a little warm up on the way over the weekend. We're going to have a high of 69 degrees today. All right. So we've got sunny skies that's happening. And all weekend long, it's going to be nothing but sun. Nothing but sun. And I love that. So we've got 59 degrees right now. It's going to be sunny today. We'll have a high 69. Winds will be north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. You're going out tonight. I couldn't think of a better way to spend an evening at dinner because you can leave the umbrella home. Don't worry about rain. It's going to be clear skies. We have a low of 49 degrees. Take the jacket with you, though. Winds will be light and variable. For tomorrow, Saturday, my favorite time of the weekend. I'm pretty sure it's yours, too. We've got sunny skies. We'll have a high 71 degrees, so the temperatures boost up a bit. I guess you could do a little outdoor something, whatever you want to do. Winds will be light and variable for Saturday night. Mostly clear, and we'll have a low near 50 degrees, and winds will be light and variable. And as we wrap up our weekend, the last day, Sunday is the last day to do the weekend because you're going to want to rest up for that. Maybe you want to do some morning activities, exercise, church, or whatever you do in the morning. It's a good day. The temperature rises even a little bit higher. It's going to be mostly sunny, and the temperatures rise to 74 degrees. That's for Sunday, and winds will be light and variable. And repeating our current temperature here in New York City, we have 59 degrees. That's what we have right now. It's 37 in Ohio. I don't know if you have cloudy skies or whatever it is. Thank you, Lisa, for that. George, I don't know what you have, but I'm interested. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour, and this is where we get together each week at this time, and we get together, have a little coffee, talk with friends, people like you. You know, you're my friends, so I love talking to you each week. And again, if you're watching us, we're coming on 3 different platforms. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And if you're watching us on Facebook, what little time that we have now, share it with your friends, tag them, and let them in as well. For all of you guys who are on YouTube, in case you weren't here earlier, you can have the opportunity to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just go there, drag your mouse over there, put the arrow on where it says subscribe and click onto it. There's no money involved. It's absolutely free. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, there's nothing like that. You don't have to do anything special, but just keep telling your friends about it. But what you can do if you're on YouTube and Facebook is to cut and paste the platform that you're on. In other words, cut and paste the link of the platform that you're on and send it to your friends. And that's like tagging too, right? You know, and they'll see that and they'll click onto that and they'll meet us right here wherever you are watching. Okay, so that's what's happening. And we're so glad to have you. Hey, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only thing that's around right now. So it's coffee, just plain coffee. And if you believe that, I'm going to sell you the Brooklyn Bridge. No, really, it's just coffee. It's just coffee. The adult beverages are coming in the back later on, so I have to pick it up later. Anyway, it's Friday, TGIF, thank God, and Friday is one of the people look forward to Fridays. They look forward to Fridays because they know that Saturday is just around the corner. And of course, you have a lot of things to do on your Saturday. So that's good. Okay. So thank Brian for sports. Thank you so much, Brian, for sports. And we thank you so much for that. Okay. Libby Titus, a singer who recorded 2 albums in the late 1960s and 70s before retiring from the music scene, later becoming the wife of Steely Dan's Donald Fagen, died Sunday. Fagen announced her death on Steely Dan's website. Titus was the mother of singer and songwriter Amy Helm, who was the father by the name of Levon Helms. And that was Titus' partner in the 60s and 70s. Titus was most famous for her recording Love Has No Pride. That was co-written by Titus and Eric Kaz. No cause of death was given, and Titus was 77 years old. NCIS is returning to its 22nd season, and it's time. This time around, it looks like the viewers will get more intimate glimpses into the lives of the core team. And the 21st season, season 21, left off with uncertainty about Jessica Knight's future with the team, as well as some mystery surrounding and hallucination of a young kid, a young child that Agent Alden Parker struggled with right throughout the episodes. The new season will also address the breakup between Jessica and Dr. Jimmy Palmer and Agent Nick Torres' ongoing struggle with personal relationships. Grammy winner singer and songwriter Tori Amos is working on a children's book, and it's a first that she hopes that will help young people follow their own paths to inspirations. Amos is known for such songs as Spark, Professional Widow, and a sort of kind of fairy tale. And her previous books include Piece by Piece and Resistance, the songwriter's song of hope, change, and courage. Singer and actress Diana Ross is set to perform at the AmFARS, that's the AmFARS, that's the inaugural Las Vegas Gala on the 22nd of November. Now, the event will honor Oscar winner Sylvester Stallone. I got to get that out. Yeah, Sylvester Stallone and his wife Jennifer Stallone. Now, the Stallones, Peter Piper, Picker Pecker. All right, the Stallones. All right, will be recognized with a AmFARS Award of Inspiration for their support, and that will work. Will also cause related on health education and women's rights. Past recipients on the Award of Inspiration included Richard Gere, Ava DuVernay, Cher, Miley Cyrus, and Charlize Theron. Did I say that right? Theron. Okay. Moving on, even though 2 of the same shows like Reba McEntire and Melissa Peterman, they are both back together, unlikely friends in a multi-camera sitcom. The new NBC series, which is called Happy Places, Happy's Place, is not an extension of Reba, but the new series, Happy's Place, tells the story of Bobby, who plays, that's Reba McEntire's character, Bobby, who inherits her dad's bar, only to learn that she has a surprise business partner, a 20-something half-sister, which she didn't even know about, right? She never knew anything about it. But the show also shares behind-the-scenes talent with the original Reba. But again, keep in mind that the series is not a sequel or a reboot. Birthdays today, jazz trumpeter Wynton Marsalis is 63 years old today. Actor Jean-Claude Van Damme is 64. Actress Erin Moran, the late Erin Moran, who played on Happy Days as Joni Cunningham, she would have been 64 years old today. Actor John Ludstone of General Hospital would have been, or he is 67 years old today. Actress Pam Dawber is 73. She was the one that played on Mork and Mindy. And singer-songwriter, the late Laura Nyro would have been 77 years old today. Actress Dawn Wells of Gilligan Island would have been 86. Actor Peter Boyle would have been 89. Actress Ingrid Stevens would have been 90. Actor Calvin Lockhart would have been 90. Actor George C. Scott would have been 97. Chuck Berry would have been 98. And singer Anita O'Day would have been 105. So happy birthday to all of the people who are celebrating birthdays in entertainment, who are alive and well, and those who are no longer with us, but we still salute you and acknowledge your birthday on this day. Now, some of you may be celebrating a birthday, or maybe have one coming up and you'd like to tell us about it, or you'd like to have us air it for you. We would love to do that. And you can get in touch with me. I have two sources how you can do that. I have an email address and a telephone number. So I'm going to give you my email address first. Okay, the email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled Allan. That's very important. That's a very important detail. I needn't tell you why, but I will, because you could spell Allan different ways. And my way is Allan. Frank Allan Prod. Prod is Prod. That's short for Productions. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. The telephone number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Now, you can use this and you can call or email at any time you like. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's all open. And you can call and get in touch with us for any reason. Let's say, for instance, again, if you have a birthday and you would like us to acknowledge your birthday on the air, we can do that. Just be proactive and send that email or that telephone call out to us, and we will do that for you. Or maybe you want to talk about the show. Or maybe you have ideas about the show that we should interject into the program. Or maybe you want to critique the show, which, by the way, we'll always encourage you to do that, because we always like to know where you stand with us and we stand with you. Okay, so all of that information, you can do that, and you can do that being proactive by getting in touch with us and emailing us for any reason at all, or maybe just to say hi. A lot of people just like to say hi. And that's okay with us. You're not wasting our time. We love the interaction with you. So you can do that. So let me give you those two sources once again. The email address once again is frankallanprod at AOL.com. That's frankallanprod at AOL.com. The telephone number once again is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure you heard on the news. It's always sad news. Everything is always sad. I wish there was as much good news as there is sad news, but you heard about in Hamas, the leader of Hamas was killed. Yahya Sinwar, you have heard of him, right? He was missing for a whole year, and he was missing in action for a whole year, but he was underground. He was hiding like most terrorists do. And he was hiding out, and they found him, but they weren't sure that was him when they shot him. But they had doing a lot of shooting, and they returned fire and hit two people, maybe even more. And they found one of the bodies happened to be Yahya Sinwar, and so he was killed by them. And so, what does this mean? This means maybe the hostages will be coming home now. Maybe the war will be ending soon. We don't know what this all means. We have to listen to it and let it play out. But that's what happened. I never celebrate anyone's death. You know, no matter how despicable they are, I never celebrate that. That's not the thing to do. God comes in his own time. I always believe that. But who knows? This may be a break for Israel. And we pray for Israel. Israel is our ally. So we pray for them. This may be a break for them. Maybe they'll free all of those hostages. We have to look at it and see how it is. We'll see how it is. Maybe the hostages will be coming home. Maybe this is the beginning of the end of the war. Let's keep our fingers crossed about that. We'll keep in touch with that news and see how it happens. But that's news that came down, and we'll see how it plays out. We have 18 days. I mentioned in the show earlier, we have 18 days before Election Day. Election Day is November 5th, and that's happening in about 18 days, 3 weeks, Election Day. So you go out and vote. Now you can do some early voting. Our early voting here in New York is a week from tomorrow. It starts a week from tomorrow for about 9 days or so, I believe, before Election Day. And of course, a lot of you may want to vote by mail, and you don't have a lot of time left. So please, what you want to do is get your ballot as quick as possible. Maybe you can go to your local Board of Elections. Now, I don't know if you know where that is. If you don't know where that is, well, get on the computer and Google it and find out where it is in your area. And in your area, they can let you know anything about voting, where your voting poll is. They can tell you that, if your voting poll is the same as your early voting poll, and which I doubt, it's not always the same, but sometimes it could be. Early voting poll and the November 5th voting poll. They may not be in the same places. It may be different areas, but that's something you have to find out from your local Board of Elections. All right. So I don't have your addresses because you're all around the world. You're different countries, right? Different parts of the country. All right. So, or the nation, so, kind of like listen, and find out, go on Google and do that. But I do have information for New Yorkers, being that I'm coming out of New York City, and I do have the information for you New Yorkers. Our voting polls are different, but you have to find out by going to your local Board of Elections. And here's what I have for you. Our Board of Elections is located at 200 Varick Street. That's Varick, Varick Street. And that's in New York City, and that's on the 10th floor. You can go visit them. They'll answer any questions that you may have. You could also call them at 212-886-2100. That's 212-886-2100. They'll have the questions for you, the ballots for you, and they'll let you know where your voting poll is, all kinds of questions that you may have. Call them today. You don't have a lot of time left before Election Day. And get out there and vote. That's the most important thing. It's very important to get out there and vote, okay? And we look forward to that. We have movies for all of you people who may want to look at some movies or catch up on some movies over the weekend. I'm going to get started right away on that. Here are some of my favorites, and I think these are my picks of the week, all right, that I always bring to you each week. Here's one, Malcolm X from 1991. That's a Spike Lee movie. He directed himself. He had Denzel Washington, Angela Bassett, Albert Hall, and of course, Spike Lee is in it as well. Director, and of course, appearing in the movie as well. And you can see that on Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 2:15 a.m. Eastern. That's overnight, so don't fret if you can't stay up that late at night. Please DVR it and watch it later at your very own convenience. It's a long movie, but I think you'll like it. I can watch it 100 times and not get tired of it. Malcolm X. Okay. After that, we have Village of the Dam. Village of the Dam is a 1960 movie. It's a horror movie, and it stars George Sanders, Barbara Shelley, and Michael Gwynn. And you can see that that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can see that it's Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And then there's The Big Sleep in 1946 with Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, and Martha Vickers. And that's Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And you can watch all of these movies if you can't watch them in real time. As I said, you could also DVR them, and you can do that. Also, when you go on Turner Classic Movies, there may be other movies that I didn't mention, but there may be other movies that you may like, and you could also watch them, if not in real time, you can DVR them just as well. There's a lot of streaming that can be done. If you go on demand, there's a lot of great free movies, and then you have the pay-per-view movies, and then you have a lot of children's programs. a lot of great documentaries that are available. You like Lifetime movies, see what's available on the network. All the networks are there. You can go there and see what's available there. So please do that. We can repeat these movies one more time. We've got Malcolm X, Denzel Washington, Angela Bassett, Albert Hall, and Spike Lee. That's Saturday morning, Sunday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning. All right. Or is that Saturday morning, actually. Friday night, Saturday morning. That's at 2:15 a.m. Eastern. Village of the Dam, 1960, George Sanders, Barbara Shelley, and Michael Gwen. That's Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Turner Classic Movies. And The Big Sleep, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, Martha Vickers. That's Turner Classic Movies, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. I hope you get a chance to watch these movies and enjoy it. That's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. I had a good time. I hope you have too. I'm going to come back next week, next Thursday night for Talk Back Live. That's from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Brian Camp with sports, and I'll be here, and I hope that you will too. And then meet us back here next Friday morning at 10 a.m. for more of the Coffee Hour. I'll be here, Ryan with sports, and of course, we'll be looking forward to seeing you too. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching the Coffee Hour with your host, Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant, Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer, Donna Stanky. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Coffee Hour.